ability to handle surprises. So in our profession, we see a high number of incidents, and it's not the surprise, but how you deal with the surprise that matters. How do you react? So when a surprise happens, we typically say or do the first thing that comes to mind without thinking about the ramifications. And usually this results in undesirable consequences. So for example, please do not laugh hysterically while pointing at a high roller. They don't look like, or they don't like that. Would be very embarrassing. And customer service also too, it could throw you a curveball. Sometimes your problem isn't covered in the company guidelines and the guest isn't reacting the way you thought they would. So whatever the case may be, just remember, keep your cool, filter your words, act like a professional. And if the situation is too much to handle, call over your floor supervisor and they'll help you out, or you guys will have a really great story to tell later on.
And those are pretty similar for poker. The amount of surprises that come up in casinos are insane. It's yes. You got to see it to believe it, honestly. The dealers sort of got to keep dealing during the surprise a lot of the time. And so it ends up just being like a multitasking like floor, which is what you basically said. But some of the surprises are crazy. Like, you know, I'll give one quick example, and you just don't know what it's going to be. There was one player who had a mask before COVID. This was years and years ago. This is actually a table games experience I had. And the mask was coming up a little bit or coming off a little bit. And they had a complete hole in the front of their mouth that showed right into their like teeth and all that stuff, which is, and it was from something that had a surgery or something. They just literally had a hole right there. And like, you got to not stare at it, right? Like, that's what it's like sometimes. You just don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. And the stories I could tell, I mean, you have people having sex in the casino. You have, you know, piss and shit stories. You have fight stories. I mean, I can tell you fights where there was blood all over the floor. And, you know, the guy who started it, who caused the whole problem, he's like, oh, you're not going to, you know, call the cops, right? Everything's cool. We're good. You just hit this guy over the head with a freaking shot glass. No, stuff is not good.
It doesn't even sound real, but it's real.
It's real. It's real. It's insane. And some of the stories I hear, you would really think, oh my God, that is not real. And no, this is real. You see some really crazy things in the casino.